All right, guys, we're in here for another video, and today I have Lamar Vaughn.
Hey
He's
guys.
also one of the trainers here at VFit. I know I've been in VFit now, and this is the third trainer I'm viewing here. But well, when they have interesting stories, it's good to share them with you guys. So, he's Lamar Vaughn. He is 38. He has his master's degree in nutrition, and he's also an IFBBPRO bodybuilder. So we're going to talk about how he got into that, how he got his license, how he got his all of that, how he got his pro card, all of that. We're going to get into all of that information today. Hopefully you get some value from this, and yeah. So
Sir.
first, oh yeah, we're in Houston, Texas. I know I've said this 3 times. He trains out at VFit, Houston, Texas.
Here, Houston, Texas, and also Red Zone, Houston, Texas.
Yeah. So hold the mic a little bit closer.
Okay,
So
okay.
You can put it
Oh,
on the shirt.
I'm gonna clip on for y'all real
You can
quick.
go on the shirt. Yeah, I might edit this out. I might
All
not.
right, there we go.
So, how did you get into bodybuilding? Like, what was the journey like? Did you have pictures of Arnold growing up, or what was it? Like, how did you get into this?
So I started weight training first off when I was like 13 years old, in high school, playing football and baseball. But my first bodybuilding book I bought was the Arnold Schwarzenegger Encyclopedia when I was like 16. I didn't,
Arnold again.
yeah,
Arnold.
But he was
Arnold.
Arnold was not the reason I got into bodybuilding.
Okay.
So after some health issues in the early 20s, I started working out hard again, trying to learn nutrition or whatever. But one of my military brothers hit me up. He saw a picture of me. It was like, hey, man, you should compete. And I was like, no, I don't want to compete, man. I'm good on that. It's like working out. So it stayed in my head for like a week. I reached back out to him, introduced to his coach. I ended up doing my first show, placed top 5, and then it just became a bug. So I never had any intentions of bodybuilding. It just after doing it and being an athlete all my life, it just felt right.
So, like, you mentioned like a small, I don't want to do it. Why did you have that initial reaction?
Because I didn't know anything about the different categories. I just thought that all bodybuilders wore Speedos, and I wasn't trying to get on stage in Speedos.
Right.
So
Yeah,
that was it for me.
yeah, the speedos, man. I looked at that too. I was like, I don't know about these speedos.
Yeah.
So what category do you compete in right now?
Compete in men's physique.
Men's physique. Yeah. That's the one with the shorts.
We get to wear swim trunks or board shorts as they call
shorts.
it.
Yeah. And like, what was the journey like? Like, the coaching and all of that. Like, how did that like come about? Like, you said somebody hit you up and said, get into this. Like, what was the next step after that?
Next step after he reached out, I reached out to his coach. I ended up flying to Georgia. He was out of Georgia, and then he asked me a couple of questions like, "Why do I want to do it?" And I was just like, my exact words, I've been an athlete all my life. I just want to try something different. And his response was like, "Good, because if you said make money, I wouldn't have coached." And I was like, "Why?" He was like, "Because most bodybuilders are broke." That's what he told me.
Right.
But this is somebody who was like 17-year pro who owned the gym, so obviously he wasn't broke, but he was just giving me the game,
Right. So. Right. Because I know you guys have been telling me to do it. I'm just like, I don't know, man.
So yes, we've been trying to get Hilary to compete because, to be honest, God has great aesthetics and symmetry, walks around pretty lean all year round. But what I will say, bodybuilding or competing, because we're all bodybuilding, we're lifting weights, we're still bodybuilding, but the competing aspect can be very expensive, could be time consuming. Also, you have to be somewhat selfish at times.
All right, let me pause it, brother. So he was trying to show me a pose. I cramped in my back so hard.
Yeah.
I cramped so hard, man. I was like, dude, no more moving. And then Dre tried to show me another one with the legs. I'm like, man, my leg, funny. Because he was trying to show me after leg day, which is, if you've ever done legs with Dre, you know that is not always a good idea. And I will get him on here too at some point.
If you're in Humble, Texas, go to Castle and ask for Dre in Humble.
If you feel like you are like, you want to have like a killer leg day, or but no, let's put it this way. If you feel like your leg days are amazing and you want to remind yourself that there are other crazy people out there, go try your leg day with them.
Just know it's not going to be a 45-minute leg day. It may be a 2-hour leg day, but with Dre or Hilary, I'm not going to lie to you, you will get better.
It's a good leg day. So like, what was your in your first show you came fifth?
Yes.
And then what next?
So after that, I was just like, okay, I came in fifth. But what inspired me to keep going was there were some guys backstage and was like, they were just congratulating me. And I'm like, for what? I ain't win. They're like, nah, bro, like, it's your first show and you placed top 5. Like, that's a big accomplishment. I was like, all right, whatever. So me and my family went out to eat. And then, like, honestly, the next day, I just had, like, I got to do it again.
Right.
Like, no one, like, forced me. I just woke up. So I reached out to my coach. I was like, hey, it's a show in 8 weeks, 9 weeks, whatever it was. He's like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, let's do it again. So I just did it again. And it placed top 5 again. But this time I moved up from 5th to 4th. And then that's what happened from there.
Is that when you decided, you know what, I'm gonna try get this pro card? Like, what made you decide you wanted a pro card?
Be
Did you
truthful
want
with
it?
you. No, I didn't know anything about a pro card yet. So I'm gonna be truthful with you. I didn't know I could go pro in this sport until my second year. I coached myself for a show in Louisiana. I did open and novice, and I placed top 3 in both categories. And the guy said, hey, man, you know you can go pro in this sport. And I'm like, what? Because at this time, it's 2015, I still didn't have an Instagram or Facebook, Instagram page, excuse me. So I didn't know anything about going pro. I was like, whatever.
Right.
So when this guy mentions this to me, I started researching. So after like show 6, I was like, oh, I'm going pro.
Right. Oh, snap. We forgot to mention. Well, actually, nowadays it's kind of like a thing, but like before it wasn't really that much of a thing, but now it's kind of like a thing. But he went pro natural, IFBBPRO natural, which is it's a big deal if you think about it. Now it's a little bit more messed up because like now it's literally everyone's drugged out of their minds. But like there's still 1 or 2 people in there who are doing it like natural. Like he did it natural. There's a couple people also doing it natural. But now with the more prevalence of drugs, everyone has this notion that to get pro, you need to be swimming in all kinds of illegal fluids right, to get to that point. But yeah, so that's just pretty great. I'm still I don't know about it yet. Still just chilling. I might do it. I might change my mind.
I'm put like this. Hilary physique, and I always tell him this, because he doesn't let himself go, meaning fat or obese, whatever you want to call it. He can like clean up everything for like 8 weeks and just get up there. All we gotta do, if he decides to do classic, Dre gets his posing right. If he does Miss Physique, I'll get his posing right. And I promise you, this dude probably will win his first show. But the thing about it with him, he would win his first show, but I'm good.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if I did that. I wouldn't be surprised if I came like 7th. I was like, I'm going home. That's fine. I did it. I got my pictures.
I'm good.
I'm good. But like, honestly, honest story though. The first time I went on his Instagram and I saw his back, I was like, screw it. I'm doing back 2 times a week. I'm doing back 2 times a week. I am not. What the heck is this?
Ask him what his back looks like now, though. Because look, he showed me a picture one day and I said, oh, you got a pump. And he came in the gym without a pump, no food. His back was pumped. Yeah, that's how much he trained his back to improve it.
I saw his back. I was like, dude, I am going to start training back seriously. Back then, I was training back seriously, kind of, sort of, not really. But I didn't at that time. I didn't know because like before I started training here, like I was a trainer. I had some success, but like I learned so much coming in here. Like there's so much extra stuff I learned in here, and even if it's not like direct information, it's more of like information comes in and then you go do some extra studying. That's part of like the learning process. So like I learned a lot about like training for thickness, training for width, training for aesthetics, training like for more volume, like more context to the training, and that kind of helped me grow my back. But honestly, dude, like the first time I saw your back, I was like, what is this? Why is it doing this thing? What is this thing? And yeah, I had to take it seriously after that. That's how I started training my back seriously. Same thing kind of happened with Dre. I looked at Dre's legs. He was doing leg curls. I was like, what? How do you have these lines? You're natural bodybuilder. This thing shouldn't be here. Like, and I started taking my hamstring seriously.
The biggest thing, something Hilary said too about being enhanced or not enhanced. What people don't realize is that I went pro at like 32. I had already been lifting since I was 13. So do the math. 19 years roughly. So there's things that I might have had developed, in my 30s, where the system now is people want instant gratification. So I think the best thing for me was that I achieved it later. Not knocking anyone that wants to be enhanced, but what I will tell you is this: getting enhanced does not mean you're gonna get a pro card. I see it all the time. Guys have done, no disrespect, guys and girls have done 6, 7, 8 shows. Physiques are great, but it's still up to a man or woman at that judges table to dictate a pro card. Piece of paper, right? You just think for a minute. You're risking your life for a piece of paper.
For a subjective view.
For a subjective view.
From a person for a piece of paper.
And many will say, I'm only saying this because I have my pro card, and that's fine. That's fine if you feel that way. But what I'm telling you is, just be patient, man. Your life is not worth that card. Yes, you can look at somebody and be inspired, but reach out to them and ask them how long did it take them to get there. Right. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, the time investment is the thing. I never like it when I have someone on a consultation and they're like, I'm like, oh, what are you trying to do? Oh, I'm trying to look like this. How long do you want to do it? 2 months. I'm like, no, we're not working out together. You're going home. I'll send you to another trainer. Go there, find someone who can help you lose 60 pounds in 2 months. But I've always been like a proponent for an advocate for slow, steady, change your habits, build the habits that make you look like, so you end up looking like your habits. Yeah. So it's not just like a mirage at the moment. You're just looking like something that you're not, and then eventually you're going to go back to looking like something that you are. The story is you change your habits so that your body matches your habits. Yeah. And that's one of the jobs of a trainer, to give you options and to try to do that.
And to piggyback on that, that's one of the things that has been a frustrating part of, or not frustrating, a difficult part of being a trainer for almost 17 years, is that it's okay to have an image of something that motivates you, but you have to remember there's a lot of moving parts. Like for example, one of the best physiques I think in men's physique is Andre Ferguson, Lucky Lever, right? I can aspire to want width in my lats like his or pecs like his, but I have to realize that I don't have his anatomy.
Right,
We're two different people.
Yeah, muscle insertions and all of that.
None of that. So it's good. It's okay to use it for motivation, but I can't say I want to look like this because I'm not gonna look like that.
You're looking the best version of yourself. So you're looking.
Correct. So that's one of the most difficult parts of training, but also another difficult part, and me and Hilary both can attest, because we have different insights on different things, which is fine because I learn a lot from him, and I'm pretty sure he learns things from me too. But if you pick my brain, you pick his brain, and then you go look online, someone else's brain, there's going to be 3 different views. You're never going to have a clear perspective because that's 1/3 of each. So where do you kick in the door to even be open to taking in one and using one?
I usually find that comes from not asking the right question. So someone comes here and asks me a question one way, I give him an answer. He doesn't understand my answer per se, the way I explained it. Right. And then he asks you, then he doesn't understand your answer per se. He understands it the way he understands it. Right. And then we're going to get into a problem. Like it's what happens in school, right? Right. You have a class, the teacher teaches the same thing to the whole class. Yeah. Yet some people get 90 and some people get 60. It's not like they weren't listening. They were listening, but they didn't understand it the way the guy who got 90 got it. Gotcha. That is what I tend to find. Like today, the conversation you were having with the other guy about visceral fat, it's the same thing. Like he understood it as visceral fat is this and subcutaneous fat is this. And if you want to lose visceral fat, you do this. If you want to lose subcutaneous fat, you do this. So in his head, it's separate.
In my head, it was together.
In your head, it's together. Like first of all, let's go together. Let's figure it out as one unit. Like and there's that. And granted, you can start to say things like visceral fat. You can get more visceral fat from alcohol, from excessive sugar, and blah blah blah. But you can also add subcutaneous fat, excess sugar, and excess alcohol. So it's kind of like they are together. So bridging that gap is where the issue comes. So now he might go to somebody else, and the guy might say, well, it's the alcohol. And then he's going to be like, exactly, that's what I was talking about. Or it's the sugar. Exactly. This is exactly. But in reality, because he didn't understand what you were saying, and he understood what that guy was saying, because that guy saying was more closer to what he wanted to
Makes
hear.
sense. Makes
he
sense.
now thinks that's the solution, not what you said.
Makes sense.
And that causes a lot of problems.
and you know what? The funny part is, I wasn't trying to change his perspective. I was just trying to get him to understand that you really can't have one without the other, because everything
Right.
still goes through the mouth. So subcutaneous fat, muscle, visceral fat. So like you're still gonna lose.
Yeah,
It just might be
you're gonna
more
lose
on the
all of it.
subcutaneous because it's
You're gonna
up
lose
here,
all
you
of
know. So, but like Hilary said, I ended up taking this gentleman to get an in-body. And you know what's funny? We get in the store. The kid at the register happened to be one of his childhood friends' friend, but the kid said everything we were trying to tell him. Hey, this scan is only about like 93% accurate.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he's sitting there like looking at me, I'm like laughing because I'm like, hey, this is a true story. His son's friend was at the register and told him everything that we were trying to tell him, but again,
this is 4 hours
ago. And it's not, and it's like one thing people realize, like, yes, our views are different, but we're trying to do the same, and that's get you better.
Right.
So like Hilary hit it on our nose. Sometimes we only hear it from our perspective and not from the other side. So even as a trainer, don't get me wrong, I'm stubborn too, but I have, like today, he taught me something different about the hip mobility, and it helped my client out. So be receptive to hearing everyone, and you grab what you need and put it together. Put it together.
So we're gonna switch sides now. I'm gonna talk about a different thing.
Here we go.
So like, I got my master's in geophysics, and then I was like,
which means he's smart as shit.
And then the oil and gas industry was kind of like, eh. So I was like, I don't know, man. And I really enjoyed helping people. Like some days I look at like fitness, I'm like, I'm a personal trainer. Like what else? Like I could have done a bunch of other stuff, but then I think to myself is I enjoy it for why? Why do I enjoy it? That's the question I ask myself. Like why do I like doing it? And I realized the reason I like doing it is because I like helping people. I really like being around people, helping people, talking to people, getting people to change their lives, improve their lives, understand things differently. And that's why I kept doing it. That's why I've been doing it. So he, on the other hand, got his master's degree in nutrition. So yeah, I'm gonna ask. Let's actually ask. Why did you get your master's degree in nutrition?
All right. So like Hilary, right? I worked in oil and gas as well. Only difference was I was a lead technician with a bachelor's degree in business administration.
Okay.
But I was always in fitness. I was still training clients, right? But I was like having a history of having heart complications in the past and also hypertension. I was like, what way can I help people more than just being a trainer? What I realized is that something we just talked about, people are more susceptible to taking information from, you say, I'll have a degree in this, a degree in that, just the way we live, where we live in. So I said, well, I'm going to get this master's degree in nutrition because now when people ask me questions, they're going to be more receptive to my answers and researching and bringing it back to me. So that was the biggest thing. But also I wanted to get my state license. That way I can be a licensed nutritionist and work with people on trying to beat diseases like hypertension, diabetes, and things of that sort. So that was the biggest thing for me. But unfortunately, the state of Texas changed the law. And they said in the program, while I'm in the program, you have to have a bachelor's in nutrition to be a licensed nutritionist. So what I did was I got with my dean, and now I'm a nutrition counselor. So it's just my titles are different, but I have the same degree they do too as well. But that's my gist of why I got my master's in nutrition. It's just because I felt like giving my information to the consumer would be more receptive if I said, hey, I have an MS in nutrition. And it has been, it has helped.
It has helped. I remember when we went to the wedding expo, it was like, he has like, oh, I just need help with my meal plan. I just like, he has a master's in nutrition.
And the line got long. He's not lying. Just saying I have a master's in nutrition. Yeah. Not saying that I know more, just the degree itself.
Right.
You know, because there's people that know a lot more than me don't have.
Yeah, but it just means you spent more time studying about nutrition than the average.
And if you came to my house, I'm still studying. There's books everywhere. Yeah. So yeah.
So like you mentioned something about having a heart issue or being low. What was it?
So I was 23 years old, went to a doctor's appointment, and my blood pressure was like 166 over like 180 over 166. And they would start to ask me, because at the time I was like 250.
Wait, hold on. What's the normal one?
The normal was 120 over 80. So this is like 9 a.m. in the morning.
At 22?
At 22, 23. This is 9 a.m. in the morning, fasted blood work, but I'm like 246 pounds. At the time I'm powerlifting, I'm like, I'm the biggest thing. I'm trying to be the biggest thing walking. And this doctor asked me a series of questions. Like, first question was, are you on narcotics? No. Are you on steroids?
Wait, hold on. You're
nope.
246.
246. Bro, I was a monster. But guess what though? 246 with abs though. It's like with abs. I have pictures if you want to see it. Anybody hit me, I'll show you pictures. Yeah, 246 with abs because I literally I train every day, Monday through Saturday. I train 6 days a week, 30 minutes of cardio, and I ate clean. My only downfall back then was alcohol. I drink a lot, like dark alcohol too. And so the Dr. Antoine, I never forget this, she saved my life. And she asked me all these questions, and they rushed me to the hospital, had to get EKGs, all that stuff. And after doing all the EKGs and the blood dyes and all that stuff, they found out I had an enlarged heart. They couldn't understand it. I was like my body fat was low at 246 too. Like it was crazy. Like I was a monster. I'm not lying. I was like at 246, I was probably the best shape of my life because I was so active. I was running. I was very active, right? Fresh from the military. But it stopped me for 2 years. I couldn't work out. They didn't know what was wrong with me. Like outside of they couldn't understand why my blood pressure was so high. And I'm like EKG's negative, all this stuff. Come to find out, I almost had a heart attack. They checked me for a stroke, all that stuff, man. And that 2 years was stress filled. So now I'm 246, but now I'm getting a stomach. I'm getting fat.
Ooh, yeah.
So I'm pre-diabetic at this time. Then I moved to Houston. So now I'm eating everything inside.
Yeah, because this Houston. So just in case you're thinking of moving to Houston,
you're gonna eat.
So Houston has this thing. There's actually a thing. It's called Houston weights. So if you move here, 166. Yeah. By 6 months, you get to a real Houston weight. You can do 180, 190, 200.
I get about 200.
Yeah, you gotta add some weight. It's actually a thing.
It's a thing. Look it up.
It's not a joke. It's a Houston weight. There's a lot of food out here. A lot of really good food.
I gained it. So here I am, age 23, 25, near a heart attack, on heart medication, on hypertension medication, on his medications. And
at 23?
At 23. And I mean, listen, man, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. One day I just came home. I promise you, it's true. God, that's true. I prayed. I got my knees and I prayed. And I said, God, you want to take me? You got to take me doing what I love to do. I just got back in the gym. And that's when I got into the body. I started leaning out, and that's when I got into bodybuilding. And my blood pressures got perfect. And it was just got off all the medication.
So, why do you think that happened, though? Do you think it's because, you were, I don't know, well, 100% you're overweight,
right?
Because there's no two ways about that. You were.
Yeah.
So there's normal weight.
Yeah.
There's overweight, and then there's obese.
I was obese.
You were obese.
I was obese.
Oh yeah.
I was obese. I think obesity. So what people don't realize when you come up from the military, man, if you don't have nothing set up like jobs or anything, it can become very stressful. You go from getting paid first 15th every month, all your medical benefits, everything. You don't have to do anything but go to work. Come home. You expect society to just be there waiting for you. No. Came home. I'm back in college. I'm getting undergrad. But I'm working as a bouncer in a nightclub. So I'm going from making back in 2005, 2009, making $3,500 a month, after taxes, to unemployment, $1,800 a month.
Right.
So my expenses are this. My income is this. That stresses of income. I'm drinking alcohol because I'm coping with that.
Right.
I come home, everything's different. My friends are different, my family, I'm different. So you deal with a lot of different things. And so the working out part was the escape kind of, but the drinking was the mass. Because you guys, my friends, even my parents, it was just alcohol. I'm drinking on a Monday. I'm drinking on Tuesday. I'm just drinking. So a lot of things came with that.
Liquid Wednesday.
And then I'm liquid calories, sugars, dark alcohol. I'm drinking Remy and Hennessy, not gonna lie, but I'm eating. So I'm easy 5,000 calories a day.
But I think a lot of people don't get this is where people come up with that big bone or whatever they say. Right?
Big bone.
Look, here's the thing, right? If you are 400 pounds, 5'11", and another person is 200 pounds, 5'11", and the third person is 115, 5'11", you have, technically speaking, all things being equal, let's say no excessive inflammation, just saying, the same size liver, same size kidneys, same size heart, same size lungs, right? and then they get inflamed because they're working too hard. But then that same lung has to pump. That same heart, the same size has to pump blood to deal with a 400-pound person. But then it's having to do it with somebody else who's like 115. So the amount of stress can be like crazy. And I'm just gonna spitball here. Like you were that much and you had a bunch of muscle. So I'm estimating that at like 240, you're 6 foot or 5.
Not even. I'm 5'10", bro.
It's 5'10". So at 5'10", 240 pounds, he was definitely.
My heart was almost doing the work.
Yeah, doing way too much. Yeah, because
2 people.
Another thing is because like muscle requires more work than fat. Like that's just fact. Like muscle is more of an active tissue than fat. We used to think fat didn't do anything, but we found out that fat does some stuff. But muscle does way more. It has way more work to do. So there's a lot of stress on the heart. Probably why your heart was enlarged in the first place. Because your heart has to do all that work. Yeah, to pump that much blood to all that. Yeah.
Agreed. 1000% agreed.
So
it was an experience. And that's why those who train me, like, I may be hard on them, but hey man, like if I can beat that and get healthy and get on stage and do all these great things, it just takes that first step, and that's that first day of making the change. Like also you gotta be, I would tell my clients your environment. My friends, they were drinking, but when they saw I started making changes, they supported. They didn't push me out here to drink and do all that. They're like, if we went out, I had my water. So the support system.
So in that regard, like when it comes to like you're trying to make a change, right? You're trying to make a change in your life. Some people say like when they tell their friends might push back, or their friends might be like, "What are you trying to change for? Boy, you good." Yeah. Like since you've done that, like I've done that in different ways, somewhat. Sometimes I do the withdrawal technique where you just stop talking to them.
Or don't go to any events.
So like in your case, like what did you do? How did you get them to support you or just walk away? Like what did you do? What was your thing?
I mean, you know what? Honestly, like my friends and family, even they just supported. Like if I went to my boy's parents' house and they had alcohol, I'm like, "No, I'm good." They're like, "You're not drinking?" I'm like, "No, I'm getting ready for a show," and that was it. I never had to experience. Come on, man, come on. I didn't experience that,
right?
Because I think the people around me that know me know I'm so headstrong that once I said I'm going to do something, they just always have supported.
Right. So it could. Well, I guess it could be one of those situations where you say it, but then your friends are not sure you're serious about it.
No, I agree. Because
when they don't think you're serious about it, then they keep pushing it.
Or if you say I'm gonna, like the New Year's resolution people, New Year's I'm losing weight, blah, blah. You say it every year, people are so used to you not coming, not completing the mission. That's why they keep offering it to you. But if you commit to yourself, you do it, you keep denying it, they won't ask you anymore.
Right.
I can be in a room, everyone drinking. I got my cup of water, a Diet Coke.
You want to know something funny? This is literally still about the whole. Once you change your habits, you become a whole new person. You start to look like that new person.
Yeah,
it's
and it gets contagious. So think about those of you who drink, right? Let's say you open the bottle, everybody else drink, right? If you show them that you're not gonna do it anymore, eventually people start stopping too. Or you start losing that weight, they're like, "Man, girl, you lost a lot of weight. You looking good. Oh, what you doing?"
People don't know what's possible until they see it.
They see it. Right. So, like even with bodybuilding, like I've encouraged, top of my head, five guys to compete. And ironically, of the 5 that I've influenced to compete, 3 are IFBB pros right now. 3 of them. 3 out of the 5.
All natural.
All three of them. Well, no, 2 of them were pro naturally. One didn't. And the next 2 that are gonna go pro naturally. So 4 out of 5 eventually. But these are people I just encourage.
That's a huge strike rate.
Yeah, because you can see, like how I tell Hilary she compete. I can see somebody when it like they can get it. Because you be around it. So
yeah, we've been trying to get V to do it too.
Oh yeah, V. V's thing is she doesn't want to be skinny. So
right.
She has a great physique,
great
shoulders, great back. Her leg she has long legs, so she has great quads. So she can do it if she wanted to too. But with competing, I'll just tell you when you want to do it, you'll do it.
Yeah. Okay. So guys, hopefully you guys got some value from that. If you need personal training, group training, want to become a pro, want to lose some weight, want to show one tiny muscle over here that you know where it's at,
Hey, Hilary up.
hit us up, and we'll help. Even if you want online training, because we got like online training, we've got nutrition, online nutrition
Everything.
guide, literally everything, one-stop shop. Just hit me up, either email, text message, whatever you want. You can even just Google the gym or Google PAC Lifestyle Fitness. You see my thing there. You can Google Pride Training,
Training.
and
I'm gonna pop up.
and reach out to us, and we will get you right.
If I can't help you, I know somebody who can. If you don't know, we know somebody else. That's how we operate around here. We make sure we keep it here, or we outsource if we need to as well. But we got you though.
All right. Remember to like, subscribe, and I'll keep trying to help you discover a fitter, stronger you.